Yep. Hey, Mark. You played against Jarrett Garantano a few different times. Can you tell us about some of the characteristics of this quarterback at Tennessee?
Jared, he's a great quarterback. He's able to escape the pocket. He knows defenses and things like that. And he has a huge arm. So you definitely got to watch out for those things.
Mark, you were a key guy last year on this defense, playing a lot again this year. It's early. Similarities, differences between the 2019, 2020 Georgia defenses?
In total, as a player or myself, I feel like I just got more knowledge about the game, spending more time in the film room, things like that, being able to read defenses and things like that. That's been a big change. And I would say defensive-wise, we just hone in. You get what I'm saying? We just want to be better than we were last year. Just keep stacking on things that we messed up on before, and just coming out and capitalizing on Saturdays.
Let's go to Jillian and Anthony Dasher.
Hey, Mark. So Nolan said back in September that a goal for the defense was to create more havoc this season. So you definitely contributed to that against Auburn. How does that propel you into this game, and how do you hope to continue creating more havoc against Tennessee?
What we did last game, that was last game. Now we focus on this week, and we just try to figure out what plays we can, be able to contribute in havoc, and what players we can put in position to make havoc. So this week is a new week, and hopefully we get new players that make havoc and just add on to our stats.
Hey, Mark, I was just wondering in practice, how many times, if any of you had an opportunity to go against Darnell Washington and pass coverage, kind of what that's like, and once he finally gets a handle on things, how dangerous of a guy is he going to be to defend?
Darnell, he's a great player. I love him as a teammate, and when you go out there, he's definitely a matchup problem. Definitely when you go out there, definitely when he gets the hang of things, he'll be 10 times better, and he'll definitely be able to help our offense.
Let's go to Jed May and Dean Legge.
Hey, Mark. Going back to the other night, take me through your interception there at the end of the third quarter, and then just what goes through a defensive back's mind when you see a quarterback flushed out of the pocket like that.
Sure, I was just doing my job, during the week. Coach Smart always told me to get to a certain spot when I'm dropping his own, and I got to my spot, and we get rewarded. And when I caught it, I tried to make the best of it, but I got tackled by one of the fastest men in the United States. So.
And just as a follow-up to that, what does it do for you guys as a secondary in terms of trying to get interceptions and stuff like that when you have a good pass rush that's, got the quarterback running around outside of the pocket all night?
It helps you greatly. When you think about it, I think all of them, every time we in practice, I always thank them because our front four is just so good. And then even the people that's on the sideline sometimes, they might not get all the praise, but they're so good, and they definitely help us. It definitely helps you with timing things up and coverage and things like that.
Thank you.
Mark, Kirby said a minute ago that the Tennessee game last year was one of the worst games y'all played as a defense. Besides the busted play, I think with Richard, that resulted in a 70-yard touchdown. Can you remember the other stuff that he's talking about? Do you recall? Did they run too much? Were they too efficient? Can you recall anything about last year from what Kirby just said a minute ago?
He probably did. I feel like we didn't play our best game. I know for sure I didn't play my best game. I made a lot of mistakes myself being a player, being able, in my first start at Tennessee. So I definitely can recap and come back this week and try to be the best I can be.
Let's go to Palmer and then Chip.
Obviously, we saw Juwan Jennings and Marquez Callaway at receiver for Tennessee for quite some time. What do their receivers this year bring to the table?
All of them, they're all great receivers. All have great hands. All got a great grasp of the game, and definitely thinking about their receivers, they all have experience. So that's definitely going to be a big thing for us to, just know, because they know their way around the field, and hopefully we'll be able to, stop them and whatever they do, because they're definitely great receivers.
Mark, if I'm not mistaken, that was your first career pick this past weekend. Just remembering that you came to Georgia as a receiver, is your longing to get the ball in your hands is great as it seems it might be? Have you been really wanting that opportunity for a long time, and how'd it feel to finally end up with the ball in your hands again?
I definitely always talk about it. I always talk about I need a pick. And just for it to finally happen when my mom and dad understand, it was no better feeling.
Let's go to Mark Weiser and then Jake Rowe.
Mark, I think if you look at the final scores from the last few games with Tennessee, Georgia's had some pretty lopsided wins on paper. What leads you to think that this one might be closer? When the 60 minutes are over.
I really don't think of it like that right now. I'm just worried about scheme. Make sure I'm in the best position and make sure my teammates are in the best position to win. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
When you look at their scheme and what they're doing offensively, what has impressed you? They've obviously won, I think it's 8 games in a row.
Definitely about their O-line and just knowing that Coach Chaney is behind the whole thing. So definitely knowing that he knows what he's doing up there. And, their O-line is definitely experienced. And definitely know how to run block and everything, pass block. They can do anything you need them to do. Receivers, experience, is a well put together team.
Thank you.
Mark, you guys have had a lot of success as a defense. What goes into that mentally, and what's the mindset for you guys as the defense that helps you be so successful?
In order to stay successful, you gotta have a now what mentality. You know what I'm saying? So what now what mentality, and if you keep that every week, you know what I'm saying, hopefully you'll come out successful. But every week you're gonna have a challenge in your back, so you gotta have that so what now what mentality.
Let's go to Steve Hummer and then Connor Riley.
And what is the reaction when you go back and maybe look at the Auburn game and see some of the the awkwardness that you guys forced upon a quarterback like Nick's? What
You froze up a little bit.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a little internet problems here. What is the the level of satisfaction for a defender when you guys go back and look at the Auburn game and see some of the awkward throws that you guys forced on Nick's? What's the level of satisfaction there?
I really don't get any satisfaction, and I make sure I put it upon the guys on my team on defense because I feel like we missed a lot of plays. So I feel like we need to come back and just recap that game and see what we can better ourselves on and things like that. Because I definitely made a lot of mistakes myself too.
Hey, Mark, from your time earlier in your Georgia career and then obviously playing against him last year, what are some of the difficulties of going against a Jim Chaney offense?
They always got to answer for something. You get what I'm saying? And just knowing Jim Chaney, he was here. He knows everybody literally that's on the defense. So he knows who gets us. He knows what our problems are. He knows weaknesses of the defense. So things like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes it a good game.
Looks like we got time for just a few more questions. If you have one, please jump in.
Yeah, Mark, following up on that Jim Chaney offense question, do you notice any similarities between what he ran here at Georgia and when you're out on the field? Do you ever notice, feel like you know what's coming?
I definitely know you're going to run the ball. And that's what they're good at, and they're very good at it.
Mark, I know it was, a few years ago, but going back to 2017, do you remember a week where Stetson Bennett, on the scout team really, impressed you guys and really had a great performance on the scout team that made you think, maybe down the line this guy could potentially start at Georgia?
I actually knew Stetson was good my freshman year and during the scout team. He's probably one of the best scout team players I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, Mark, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.